and action.
Hello everybody, welcome to Tiny Trick Tips. Today we're going to learn how to skate a chain. The first thing that you're going to want to do is probably get a chain. You could probably find one, but it might not be the kind of chain you want. So what I did was I got the biggest ones they sell, the biggest links at like Home Depot. There might be bigger ones, I don't know. You can get up to like 70 feet. And I only got 16 because I'm poor. I'm gonna eventually get, I think 25 would be around what you'd probably want, because then you could reach every kind of obstacle you want to reach. It fits really nicely, like, you know, on the skate. It's like, you're gonna lock it. It's in the middle of the H block, you know, like. I had somebody be like, would it be easier with a bigger one? I don't fucking think so. I think it would be harder. It's the chain, 2 padlocks, and I literally just got ones that I thought looked strong, and now looking at them, they're pretty fucked up. But these are the only ones I've used the whole time. These are like, I don't know, $10 for 2 or $15. They're just master lock padlocks. And then you're gonna need some wax. So there's 2 different kinds of chain spots that we've messed with personally. There's the side-by-side, where you got 2 posts with the chain like this, and there's another one, a diagonal version, that we're going to do later in the video. Basically, the only thing you really need to make a side-by-side chain spot is good anchor points. And we found there's a little screw on the back of this. We wrapped it around just enough to get the link on, just enough to get the padlock through and have it go around it once. Lock that, and then you're going to want to have a friend help you pull as hard as you can to try to get it as taut as you can. Because you can skate any chain at any looseness or at any height. It just gets harder, and it's easier if you're going to do it for the very first time to do it when it's as tight as you can possibly get it. So what we figured out was, we got a hole here and a bolt here. We're just going to pull this chain through this and padlock it at the length that we can get the farthest through the hole. You got to kind of be creative. It's going to be a little bit of trial and error. If you're doing it on poles, it's always going to slide down. It's never going to stay unless you have at least one anchor point, and then you wrap it around the pole as tight as you can. We've tried to use ratchet straps, stuff like that, to hold it up, and it works, but it will always start to slide down. It is what it is, all that weight. So you're going to want to pull it through as tight as you possibly can. Just get the padlock on. And boom, wear your chain ring for good luck, so that hopefully you land the chain. And if you can, you should always try to have one point of contact be higher than the other. Getting a little of a slant can seem like scary, but it will help you grind better, especially if you're doing alley-oop tricks or something more technical than just the topsoul. Golf wax works the best, and basically, you're going to want to get a bigger piece, because it's really hard to wax something with a small piece. This is almost too small to wax a chain with. Just try to get every single side. You'll get like a groove in there and make it a little easier. And while you're grinding it, you're going to need to wax it over and over again. Like, maybe every 15 tries or something. Just every time you start to feel maybe a little bit of catch, wax it again. But I'm turning it with one hand, waxing it with the other. That's the proper chain waxing technique. They don't teach you that in blade school. So when you skate a chain, your balance, depending on what trick you do, is going to be different than your balance on a regular grind. If you're doing a normal topsoul, your head kind of stays over your shoulders a little, you're right there, your center. With a chain, you're going to want to be back. You're going to want to kind of lock it back like that. It almost feels unnatural to do it, but once you figure out where it's at, you'll be able to do it. Same goes with zero spin or alley-oop topside, whatever tricks on a chain. Lean forward too much, like so much that you feel like you're gonna, spill out. It just depends on what trick you're doing. Because if you do just sole plate tricks, it's super fast. There's no H block to catch you up on the chain links, so adjust accordingly, I guess. I think the 2 easiest tricks to do on a chain are sweat stance and topsoul. So decide which person you are and pick your poison on that, because the first thing I ever did was topsoul. I did this at first, kind of switch your foot up and go, okay, all right, I feel that. It feels crazy, but just, you got it. And the goal is to land completely on top of the obstacle, because if you don't, you're gonna get thrown. Jump over it and kind of let your other foot hit the ground, but try to let your fish foot kind of lock in there. Like that. Like if you can just let this other foot hit and just kind of, all right. That was probably scary, but you did it. Stop the chain in the middle like this. between every time you do it because you don't want it to be moving. So, especially if you're skating it with friends.
Chain courtesy.
We actually reached out to Alex Sams, another fellow chain skater, and we asked him what his pointers, if he had any tips for skating chains, and what he said was, sometimes you just gotta send it. And you can also get super fucked up. But he said just send it, and that's basically where you're at. If you can jump over it, you can put your foot on with a little bit of weight, you kind of feel that, you just gotta send it. Try to jump on, get over top, like I said, lean back. Be leaning back a little bit farther than you think you need to. And you'll know the first time you stick if you're doing it wrong. I feel like we should say this, disclaimer, this shit is dangerous. Don't try this if you're not good as fuck at the trick you're trying on it. Right? Like, if you can't topsoil a rail every time, don't go fuck around on a chain. Okay, so I guess now I'm just going to topsoil it?
Yeah.
You did it! You just grinded your first chain. Congratulations, you're in the chain gang. So tell all your friends and family, send this to them.
Now hit the sweaty.
That was good enough.
Hit the sweaty.
You can also do a sweat stance where you're leading with your sole foot. There's a little less friction. Fuck, that was crazy. Bro, I stayed this side, it was insane.
It's bound to happen.
You did it! You did your second grind on a chain. You're a pro now. Tell your mom, send her this video.
Congratulations. Now we're off to the next.
Alright, so we're at the second spot. This is a diagonal setup. This is something that we just started doing recently. This one has its pros and its cons. Basically, you want to do the same as the last one, just get a good loop. You might want to, again, have a friend help you. Just kind of pull it as tight as you can while they film it. They're so talented. And then you got to think about where the lock's going to fall a little bit. It's going to move just slightly.
Boom.
But it's tight enough. This is a good setup to do technical tricks on because you can spin into it a little easier without having to worry about lining up or gapping in and out with the posts. But you also have to be very wary of the way it goes because it could definitely trip you up easier. You kind of become cockeyed at it, which gives you a little, bit of an angle. So if you really want to do it, you got to be in the danger zone over here to where you're going right towards that corner to actually grind the whole thing.
X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. I know that shit sucked. See, I've hit chains before, and when you hit them, god damn it.
One more this way, lean forward.
There we go.